All right, guys, welcome back. So I got some, what I think are some fun things to do today. I decided to start recording because I noticed my wife, Becky, hi, Becky, is getting, I guess she's getting the chicken eggs. I'm not sure. I left to go buy some flowers, which is part of what we're going to be doing today. She hasn't gotten the chicken eggs yet, but she's out here. So I'm going to try to give her some time to get the chicken eggs. I think she'll do it if I leave her alone. So we'll see. All right, so what I wanted to show you guys in this video is planting flowers. So I'm going to be planting flowers today. I will plant and talk. So I'm going to walk you through. I've already shoveled and raked this section. You'll notice I left some gaps. The reason is because it will not let me get to those sections. It just says there's nothing there. You can't do it. So we're going to assume there's like some water lines there or something like that for the sake of it. But I wanted to show you, number one, how to do it. And then we're going to have 100 flowers here, and we're going to walk through this a little bit. So let's call this the yard work episode, if you will. So what you want to do is you can go down to the little store beside your house, which is very close. If you're not familiar with the game, then it is go out to the end of your driveway, go down right here, the general store. So you can kind of see that on the map, very close to your house. You can buy the, for yard work, you will have the weed eater in your barn that's straight ahead of me right now. When you start the game, you're going to need the shovel. You're going to need the rake, chainsaw for some other work we'll do in a second. And then you'll need the watering can for the flowers. Apparently, I've not needed a watering can yet. Every time I come up, you can kind of use engineer sight. And you can see I've got all these flowers under here, and they say they're wet. And I've never seen them say anything but wet. But maybe if you get like a few hot days or something, I'm not really sure. So let's get to it. First thing you do in the process, you just grab your shovel, and you shovel out your spots, and you can hold down your trigger for shoveling and just kind of move, and it just shovels it out. And so you'll notice it still doesn't quite look like the dirt around it, and that is because a couple of reasons, a couple more things we got to do. Next, you go to your rake and you kind of smooth out the ground that you just shoveled. And once you smooth out the ground that you've shoveled, you go grab your seeds, and you can buy the seeds at the general store. Also, the same shop that sells the rake, the shovel, the watering can. You can get your seeds. So let's do roses here. So we'll do roses. And again, you can just hold it down, and sometimes it's kind of strange. It pops it into a separate square or whatever. So just be careful, especially if you're shoveling like I was close to other plants. It might just shovel them right up. All right, so we're going to plant that. The other thing is, if you shovel and then you go to sleep in the morning, if you have not planted, it will take it back over with grass immediately. So just get those flowers in the ground. Don't think you're going to do like a big shovel day and then turn around and do a big, planting day or something like that. You just got to go ahead and get it all done. Otherwise it regrows. Now you might be wondering, number one, this is going to look like, it'll look cool, but it's not going to look as nice as it could. So, if I were doing this not for a video, I'd probably go maybe along the edge of the barns, around the edge of the, different things, and not just coat the whole ground in flowers. At this point, for the sake of this, you could argue that, and I'm just wasting seeds right now. There it goes. Maybe you really are just like a tulip or flower farmer. But if you want it to look pretty, then clearly don't do it like a field like I'm doing. So you might be wondering, well, why do flowers at all? Number one, you can pick the flowers once they grow, and you can sell them. Number two, you get social points for having flowers. So I guess people think they're pretty, and the more you have, the more social points you get. So there's really no reason, once you have some downtime in the game and you've gotten past the basics, go ahead and plant, because social points are a currency that is way harder to come by than money in this game. But they're just as valuable as money, if not more valuable in some instances. And for that reason, I would farm social points, and that's basically what flowers are. You are farming social points. And so I mentioned that social points are more valuable than money sometimes. And why is that? Well, social points, as you may know, if you have more than 50,000, you can pay for farm work. So you can hire someone to come do farm work for you, like plowing your fields or harvesting your fields and taking them to market. And so that comes in really handy if you're into sort of getting into the farm management side, or there's just certain tasks you don't want to do. For me, I just like having options. So 50,000 social points buys me options as far as I'm concerned. The other thing it ties into is getting a wife. And you can see I've already got a wife. The wife is more, when you have higher social points, you can make people get friendly with you faster. I'm not sure what the thresholds are, but people get friendlier with you more quickly when you have more social points. So having those social points helps if you just want to get a wife real quick. So having those built up. I'm not sure if there are any other thresholds. Feel free to drop a comment. Let me know if you know of any other, threshold points that the social points are good for. But then also, if you're kind of in a hurry and you have a lot more than 50,000, I would never go under 50,000 just because I would hate to lose that ability to hire workers. But if you have a lot more than 50,000, then in a pinch, when you don't have money at the time, obviously, when you buy things, you can use partial payment social points and get really steep discounts on equipment, and equipment does not come cheap. So if you know, you know. And I'm going to polish off this garden, if you will, whatever you want to call this. It's basically a field at this point. I got a little bit left, largely done. You can see as they go in very wet. So again, I'm not sure the need for the watering can. If you're like super strapped for cash and you want to do this, then don't buy the watering can. And go get it when you need it, if you need it, kind of thing. So we are almost done here. And then what we're going to do next is I'm actually going to go get I've got some plants ready in the greenhouse. Is that what I want to do next? Maybe. Actually, I'm going to do a little farm work first, or yard work first, since that's kind of the theme of what we're doing here. Man, we have a lot of stuff planted. It's kind of cool. I'm excited to see this. I planted some back here, so if you're interested in seeing them a little further along, excuse me, Becky, these are plants that are a little further along. Again, you can see I've never watered them. They're still wet. So yeah, and it's a few different varieties there. You can see they come up differently, and we'll see how that comes along. The other thing, and I'm not sure, these are not a specific flower per, what is that? Some kind of lily. But anyway, I'm going to try to leave those there, these like kind of nice looking flowers. But I did want to show you, just like if you wanted to do yard work, you don't even have to trigger this. You just have it in your hand. So be careful where you kind of get this thing out at. Because if you have it, it's going to cut down your flowers. It's going to cut down anything that's in front of it. So just be thoughtful with that. I believe I have not been able to do it. I haven't kind of done the yard work that much, but I believe you can actually gain social points by getting enough of your yard cleaned up. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I haven't personally done it. But yeah, just trying to trim around these flowers real quick. And again, these are not planted flowers. I wanted to keep those. Let me look up a little bit. Here we go. Under the swing set. So anyway, that's kind of how you use the weed eater. And this could be a little just like ASMR-y with weed eating, but the thing is, you have to look down so sharply that it's kind of not, because you can't get the views you really want. If you could zoom out, or especially if you could go into, a third person or something like that, that could be cool. But the way it stands right now, it's actually not that, you end up hitting plants that you don't want to hit and stuff like that. So it's not that satisfying. But weed eating could be satisfying. I destroyed a crop, it said. That's weird. I guess it was like actual barley or wheat or something, unless I overlooked something there. So yeah, anyway, you can get in here and get this done. So that is weed eating, and you can see it. It does. I mean, it does look nice when you weed eat a space. But again, you know, I probably only do it for the social points, unless you're really bored or this just scratches a part of your brain that you like to scratch. Otherwise, yeah. So the other thing I wanted to show you beyond the weed eater is the chainsaw. And so you can get out the chainsaw, and this is really nice for, you want to run with it as much as possible. These kind of bushes that are just around, you just walk right up just like the weed eater. You don't trigger it, you don't have to press a button. You know, I'd even get rid of this. You could plant flowers around the edge of this and kind of nice it up a little bit. But you can see just doing this really kind of takes the look of the farm, you know, up a little bit if you're into that crisp sort of clean cut look. If you're not, don't do it, right? But that is chain sawing. I don't know how big of trees you can hit. I mean, let's see. No. So you cannot hit these bigger trees. So there's some cutoff. I don't know. You know, some of these logs are just for placement. You would think you could kind of maybe trim some logs up and get them out of the yard too. I don't know if you can hit these bushes. Yep, you can hit those bushes there. I'm not a huge fan of that particular bush. I don't know if it's meant to be ugly or not, but to me it's not the prettiest thing. Maybe in real life it would be. If it was like a juniper, looked a little nicer. All right, so anyway, that is chainsaws. And so that's basically yard work. What I'm going to do real quick is run across the plants I just planted. I have got a just sort of full of zucchini here. What I'm going to try to do is, I guess, put away my chainsaw. And I'm going to pick the zucchini. I don't have any right now, so I've got 60 zucchini planted. And I've got 10 tomatoes planted. And then in my next video, I'm going to harvest all this. I'm going to replant all of it and sort of get ready for the next season. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do all that here in about a week and make sure we're deep into September a little bit. And there's supposed to be a September summer festival where we can sell things for more. But I'll come back in about a week. Catch me on my next video. And we are going to go to the summer festival. Check out my other videos if you're into other stuff. I like to basically just walk through the mechanics of the game, but then also do, you know, little challenges like selling 1,000 eggs or, you know, different things like that. So check them out. Let me know what you think. We'll say hi to Kitty and sit on the bench here. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.